Welcome back to our global summit. Your story matters. I am your host, Kate Butler, and here at the summit, we believe in story. We believe that it is what connects us, and we believe that in story, we can find the power to learn things about ourselves, about others that will help us transform and move on to the next step in our life's fulfillment. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing our guest, Luis Vicente Garcia, who is an accomplished business performance coach, corporate trainer, and best-selling author dedicated to inspiring growth, leadership, and innovation. With over 38 years of business experience, he transitioned into coaching, management training, and leadership development after 27 years in corporate finance. And for the past 12 years, he has empowered professionals and organizations through transformative coaching programs, impactful workshops, and high-performance strategies. As the founder and CEO of Incrementum Academy, a professional development platform specializing in leadership, productivity, and mindset training, Luis combines deep expertise with a passion for empowering professionals and individuals. Recognized as a top motivational voice and top leadership voice on LinkedIn in 2024, Luis has trained extensively with Brian Tracy and Jack Canfield. He also holds certifications as a business performance coach and focal point coach and Brian Tracy International, as well as a trainer in the Canfield methodology and success principles. Wow, Luis, this is unbelievable, this experience here. I am interested in diving into all of this productivity and transformation and all of the amazing things you had to offer. So welcome to the stage.
Excellent, Kate. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful to be here to have follow your story and your successes, and now being able to participate in this speaker summit. I think it's wonderful.
We are so happy to have you here. You are here to help us unlock our potential and achieve extraordinary success. This is what you do for individuals and for businesses. So I'd like to open this up by, if you can tell people, I've had the pleasure of knowing you for many years. You and I have had the benefit of being friends for many, many years through this work together,
Right.
and being able to cross paths in this capacity. But if somebody is just getting to know you, Luis, for the first time, can you tell us a little bit about your background and really kind of what got you to this place of really teaching people about this unlimited potential and extraordinary success?
Well, I think it's a very interesting story when you realize that, first of all, I was born in Caracas, Venezuela. I've been married for 32 years. We have two wonderful sons. And I'm an economist. On my background, my background is in numbers. I'm an economist. I have an MBA on finance. I've studied management and leadership. And for 27 years, as you said, I worked in corporate finance. I reached the positions of becoming CFO of large multinational corporations, but I always worried about, what was happening with my team. I always was, taking a look at them, understanding their needs, trying to see if they needed training or they needed coaching or mentoring. And once I remember a boss of mine, he actually asked me, why did I spend so much time with my people, right? And I said, well, because that's the right thing for a manager to do. And also because it's the people who generate all the numbers, all the metrics, all the indicators, and all the products and services we sell. And that's something I believe for always. And having having been in that position when I work with numbers and metrics and indicators and all that, but also liking to help people, I started kind of coaching without knowing it. Actually, when I trained with Brian Tracy, one of the coaches I was training us, he actually said that I was a coach, even though I didn't realize it, and before I actually knew it. So
Wow.
that got me into coaching, of course, with my background on management and leadership, economics and finance. I said this has to be a business type of coaching, and then I chose the business performance area. And I think business performance actually ties very well with the managerial part, but also the personal part, because on performance, you need to improve yourself in every aspects you have. Either it's in the technical skills or the abilities you have, or your own personal development skills. And you need to follow on that. So I went from corporate to business coaching and now success coach as well, because this is what I believe in. And this is, and I think when people understand this and they have the capability to put in practice what they know and what they've learned with the best mindset, oh, wow, it's a wonderful combination.
It is a wonderful combination. You do it so brilliantly. We're going to talk a little bit more about kind of how you fuse these things together in just a moment. But when you talk there about what you learned and what Brian Tracy saw in you, perhaps even before you saw it in yourself. If someone right now is looking to really establish that or get clear on that for themselves, what would you say is the first step for somebody to take and start to get clear, on this path of success?
The first thing, and everybody will tell you, you need to have goals.
Mm,
Your goals have to be a purposeful goals.
mm,
Goals, not something. Yes, I'm going to be on a diet. Okay, that's good. I'm going to start exercising, or I'm going to start reading more. But
hmm.
those are habits that will help you to get there. But the purposeful goals that you are actually making are those resilient goals
Yeah.
that you, when you're starting to go after them, you adapt. You have to become flexible, particularly nowadays when everything that is happening after the pandemic, even before, because it's a very dynamic world. It's a very changing and fast changing world. So we need to adapt very fast. We need to be flexible. We need to understand what our people need and actually what our clients need and be anticipating the needs of our clients. Today we talk about customer experience, or now we also have to talk about employee experience because it's everything ties together. It's the new generations that are actually requiring something else. It's the people that now understand that life is not only to work, but also to have a wonderful life. So it's kind of understanding all of that. And then after you have your goals, start working for them, doing something every single day to reach them. But also something very important is that every one of us, we have to find our own purpose. There are a lot of surveys today that say that people want to work for a company that has a purpose, that has a value for them. And values and principles today in our society is a very complex theme, but if you tie all of that together, you end up working for the company you would like to work for because that's something you enjoy, you share values, and then it is you share the same kind of purpose. And having a purpose in life is something that will direct you towards where you want to go, where you want to achieve. And of course, everybody says in management, there's this concept which is called clarity, is where you are, where you want to go, and what you have to do to get there. Well, we know it's not a straight line. There's a line that goes back and forth, up and down, it's crazy, but you still need to be doing the work to get there. And once we realize that we need the goals, we need our purpose in our lives, it's a better position to everyone.
And the clarity is key. The clarity is absolutely key. That was really powerful the way that you just broke that down and explained that. And so when somebody does exactly what you just described, and I'm looking at your experience, and we introduced you in the beginning, and we talked about all of the different things that you've done, right, over the course of your career. And so tell us, have there been challenges along the way, Louis, as you have shifted and changed and started on new paths and began to implement some of these things that we're talking about? What are some of the challenges that might show up for people? And what advice can you give to help them overcome them so that they can continue on this path to meet their goals?
I think we all have challenges all the time. There are
Yes.
difficulties we encounter, even though we either were not preparing for that or didn't anticipate them. And it's the mindset that you approach them with that will allow you to go through them. As I said, life is not a straight line. It has its ups and downs, peaks and valleys. Uh, we go back, we go forward. But at the end, if we all struggle, sometimes we need to realize that we're here for something else. And how do we go past the struggle? How do we go past the difficulties? It's a decision we all need to make. For me, every decision is important, but along the way, the sum of the right decisions will get you to where you're going to go. And many people are worried about the decisions that will be taken in the future. What we need to be thinking about is the implications, positive or negative, the decisions we're taking today will have on the future, because those will be the responses or the consequences or the results that we will have in the future. So, what's your life mission? I would say, what's the best advice you could give to somebody else in that situation? Well, use it for yourself. Sometimes we are very efficient, talking about somebody else, or actually even when we want to say good things about a person, we actually we can say better things about another person that on us. So why don't we use the advices we have on us? So we need to ask ourselves a few questions like, what activities do I need to do in order to improve? What activities make me lose track of what I have to do, or make me lose time, or what challenges do I encounter, and which of the challenges may I solve, can I solve, or which I need to get some advice. Success is a very important word for everybody. Success changes over time. Success may be something for you at 20 and for you at 40 and for you at 60. But when you connect all of this and you see the importance of trying to be successful all the time, is when you combine your passions, your strengths, your values, what you bring into others, how you can help others. And sometimes we need to use all of that for ourselves. We need to use all of that to come out of the negative moment, come out of the negative situation, and start thinking differently. It's just having a new perspective, Kate.
It's so important, right? To bring that new perspective. But you were able to give us some questions. I was writing them down as you were talking about, what activities do I have to do and what activities force me to lose track, right? Or, all these different questions about, really looking at that so that we can gain that new perspective. So that was a really important tool that you just gave us, that when we talk about a new perspective, right? But there are ways that we can gain that. There are things that we can do and implement really to guide us to that new perspective that you are describing to us. So I want to talk about this word Motitud, and I would love for you to share with people where this word came from and what does this mean about, I would just actually I don't want to I want you to take it, Louis. I don't want to give it away.
All right, all right. Going back to what I said, I understood that people need motivation.
Yes.
People need to work in an environment that allows them to prosper. People need to see themselves successful. And if we take that to the company we work for, we need to be in a company that ties with us, that relates to us, and where we think we can be successful as well. It's really nice when we see somebody using the logo of the company they work for on a shirt or a jacket on your chest. That makes you proud that you are there. You work with these people who actually love what they do.
Right.
So tying the technical part and the personal development and realizing that the people are the ones who create everything, not the companies, it's the people actually.
Yes.
So I started to think about how can I improve that. So sometimes we walk into a place and somebody is talking about that they are demotivated and that they need motivation, and somebody will ask somebody, "Oh, can you help motivate me?" Well, I started like that, and I tried to motivate people until I realized we cannot motivate anybody. We can only motivate ourselves. What we can do is eliminate all those things that demotivate our employees, our coworkers, or our friends, and try to create a better environment. So a manager that is able to do that, he's able to motivate his team, not by motivating them directly, but by doing things that allow them to be motivated. And the other thing I realized was that There are people who either wake up with the left foot or the right foot. Why does it matter? For me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter with if you fell off the bed and just woke up. It's the attitude you have in order to go through your day, through your lives.
Hmm.
Winston Churchill said it beautifully. He said, attitude is a short word with a very big implication, a very beautiful meaning. And every single day you will see somebody with the right attitude and the wrong attitude. And I'm convinced that when people have the best attitude and the right attitude, they change for good and they can do better things. So trying to tie motivation and attitude, I started writing on those two subjects on my blog. It's in Spanish, Motivando el Futuro. In English, it's Motivating the Future, because I wanted to show people that, yes, there are things we can do in order to be better motivated. And you see all these people like Tony Robbins and Jack Canfield that you and I know, and they don't actually motivate you. They give you the tools for you to do it. So it's a combination of motivation and attitude, but it's having the right mindset.
Mm.
And when I started working on all of that with, Carol Dweck, a professor at Stanford, she wrote a beautiful book. It's called Mindset. And she talks about the fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Of course, we all need to have a growth mindset in order to continue growing, and an evolving mindset in many cases. But then it's a combination of this uh, all these many things I've told you about, but basically it's your mindset on motivation and attitude. And I came up with the word Motitud, which is motivation and attitude. And it's beautiful because it means the same in many, many languages. All the Latin languages like Portuguese, French, Italian, Spanish. In English, it's the same. In some other languages, it's very similar because it changes an extra T or an extra D. But it's the same concept. It's multitude, which is a combination of how your personal motivation and your positive attitude can give you the right mindset to continue growing, to continue learning, and to doing the things you want to do.
I love it. And you're so generous that you do have a Motitud reset technique that you will be offering to shift your perspective, right? Reframe the challenges and instead look at those opportunities. So we'll be putting all of that information here on the summit page right below our interviews so that everybody can really dive into that
Wonderful.
and really use that so that they can implement all of what you're sharing with us here, Louis. So tell us,
Yes.
who do you work with? Can you give us an idea? I mentioned, as we introduce you and then throughout, we've been kind of, dropping little examples along the way, but I'd really like to solidify that for the audience of this is who you work with and who you can help.
I work with business owners
Mm-hmm.
who have mid-sized companies that want to continue growing, and of course, with their teams. I am a mentor to CEOs because, a CEO usually is a very lonely person. And if something goes bad, you cannot go to your team and blame them. If you're, if you're having through difficult problems, again, you cannot go back to your team and just expand all your worries on them. So a CEO needs also a person to talk to guide them, to be with them. And I also work with C-level executives of these mid-sized companies in order to help them. I mean, and for me, in three areas. One is performance and productivity. The second one is business skills. But for me, the most important one is leadership development. And
Mm-hmm.
leadership development ties with teamwork and mindset and multitude, as I said before, because at the end is how you approach the challenges you have, because we all have challenges, the opportunities we may find, the possibilities and that we can create, and channel them towards making the best of them and having the right team in order to do it. And in order to have the right team, of course, you need the team with the best mindset, but also with the best tools. And the tools are the technical ones, but also the abilities and the skills of on management and on personal development that I know you know a lot of them. And at the end is how we put together a wonderful team to achieve even greater things.
Lewis, you have given us so much to work with today. I love it. It really, I'm so grateful for your time, and I'm amazed at how you can take so much of your experience and really give it to us in such a succinct way, which is really truly the makings of an extraordinary mentoring coach to be able to take these big concepts, these big ideas, years of experience doing it, and really be able to break it down into concepts that people can not only understand, but then apply and then apply in a step-by-step system or simple ways or a couple of questions to ask or a technique or this reset that you're offering us. It really is very powerful and shows your experience and your success level that you're able to do that for people. So I really want to thank you so much for being here and sharing
Thank you,
all of your
Kate.
wisdom with us.
Thank you, Kate. And one final phrase that I think it's very important that we all know, but we probably don't put them in practice. Small improvements every day lead
Mm.
us to extraordinary results. And that's the truth. When we empower the potential we have, when we understand that success is a journey and not a destination, and we decide to take action, we create a wonderful world for us in our business, in our personal lives, and whatever people want to do.
Yes, that is so very true. We could have a whole talk on that. We could have a whole talk on small improvements every day lead to extraordinary results. So that was a
We'll do that.
way to leave it. Yes, that was an absolutely perfect way to wrap up here and end. We appreciate your time and your generous wisdom, Lewis. Again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for the invitation, Kate. It's been a pleasure.
It's been such a pleasure. And thank all of you for being a part of this summit. We appreciate you. Your story matters, and you are valued, you are seen, you are heard. And we hope that these stories allow you to step into your fullest potential this year. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here. Take care.